this little conversation in one of my group sessions a few days ago along the lines of how many times should you work out? Now, of course, there isn't a single answer to this, and it is a little bit of it depends on where you are in your fitness journey. But let's take a scenario of someone brand new to exercise. You've joined my group and you're looking to get fitter, get stronger, get healthier. In that case, it's probably sensible to start for about 2 to 3 times per week. That's enough times per week to see some changes. You will experience some soreness, but you'll also have enough time in between the sessions to recover and get ready for the next one. So, 2 to 3 times is where we start seeing some improvements happen. Any less than that, and it's kind of going to take a long while to see any improvements. But what if you are a regular? What if you have been working out several months and you're kind of now thinking, it's lockdown, there's nothing to do, I'm going out of my mind. Can I work out every single day? Can I work out 6-7 times a week? And the answer to that is actually probably not, or you can, but it's suboptimal. And the reason, if you think about it, is the process of getting stronger, of getting fitter, is you overload the system, you stress the system, break the system somewhat, and then the system goes back and builds itself bigger and stronger and faster, right? So you're stressing your muscles and building them back better. But that building them back better and stronger only happens when you're recovering. And so if you haven't got enough time in between the sessions, then that recovery process doesn't happen. And if you don't give the system enough time to recover, then you run into risk of getting injuries, overuse injuries. You might feel really quite tired, you might sleep really quite badly. And it's sort of this kind of feeling of not being fresh between one session and the next. That's kind of quite a good indicator of whether you are recovering between one session and the next. But Chris, I hear you say, surely if I'm working out 6 times a week, then I'm burning more calories, and so I'm going to lose more weight and get to my goal faster, right? Actually, probably not. And that thinking is a bit flawed to me, because in my mind there are 2 very separate components. One is your diet and the other is your training. Your training is specifically there to help you get stronger and fitter and faster. Whereas your diet and nutrition is what you should be using to get a calorie deficit to allow you to lose weight. So the 2 things are different, and despite whatever your Fitbit and watch says about, oh, I've burned 500 calories this session, actually, I personally, and with my clients, I don't consider that as a real number to worry about at all. It's 2 very separate things. Training is about getting fitter, faster, stronger, and your nutrition is about fueling the training and the recovery, but also creating enough of a calorie deficit to enable your body to lose the fat. And they are 2 very, very separate components. So when you're working out 5, 6, 7 times a week, what you might find is that your body is actually quite highly stressed, too much cortisol in the body. And we know that when you have too much stress hormones in the body, that actually inhibits you from losing your fat. So again, if you've got that high level of stress the whole way through the week or the month or whatever, then your body's going to be thinking, actually, I'm going to hold on to my fat stores because they're really super precious. And, I'm highly stressed right now. And I'm just going to hold on to my fat storages because I don't know what's around the corner. Yeah, so it's really worth bearing in mind that more isn't necessarily better in the case of exercising. So a couple of other things to mention. If you're feeling like you can do 6 or 7 sessions a week, I hazard to guess that you're actually not training hard enough. So you shouldn't want to do 6 or 7 sessions a week. I certainly never want to do 6 or 7 sessions a week. And 4 is okay, 5 is pushing it. So if you're kind of going, right, it's Friday, 5th session, 6th session, 7th session in the bag, speak to me about how to make your training more intense. And it could be lots of different ways: increasing the weight, reducing the recoveries, increasing the repetitions. You know, all of these variables can help you make that training session more useful, so that you don't feel, honestly, you shouldn't want to ever feel like doing 6 or 7 sessions in a week. The other thing to think about is how do your weeks fit in with each other, right? And before 2020, before COVID, we'd have naturally built into our calendars this kind of a back off week, right? So whether it's half term and you're going away, or one of the kids is poorly, so you've spent 5 days at home with them, or whatever it is, there'd be some kind of something in your weeks and months that prevents you from training at your regular intervals. And that actually creates a kind of a back off week for you, a week in which you're taking it easy. But because of the way the world has unfolded recently, we don't have that anymore. And so unless you proactively fit in an easier week into your schedule, then you could quite easily be going through week after week of going 5, 6 times of your training sessions per week without having that recovery week. So personally, I tend to build my session around 3 heavy weeks and 1 back off week. So every 4th week is my back off week. And when I get to the 4th week, I'm really looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to, not being quite so sore. I'm looking forward to having the time claimed back from it. So you should get to the recovery week and thinking, yay, it's easy week this week, as opposed to kind of feeling, actually I feel like I should be training. And one more point, I'm sure I said one more point a few times ago, but anyway, one more point is this. What about, people who are thinking, well, it's lockdown, I haven't really got much else to be doing. So can I train 6, 7 times a week? And I would say, of course you can, but be sensible about how you do it, right? So you should have some weeks where some sessions where it's easier. You can mix it up. So think about, doing some kettlebell sessions followed by some Pilates session a week. Go for super easy runs where you're kind of, really running within yourself, running really carefully. You can mix it up with easy spins on the bike, and any sort of other less high intensity session that you might enjoy. And being mindful of how you are feeling, how you're recovering. I think I've finally come to the end of this video. If you've got any questions, please let me know and I'll be really happy to answer them. Well then.